Question 5 says, each picture below represents a different amount of money. Which amount shows a value with a 5 in the hundredths place? Well, the first thing I'd want to do is I'd want to figure out how much money each shows me. Bella, make sure we're sitting up. Make sure we have our math papers. Let's take a look at answer choice A. They give us a quarter, which is 25 cents. A dime is 10 cents. And then 2 nickels. 5 cents and 5 cents. Now I'm going to go ahead and count up how much money that would give me. 25 cents plus 10 more cents is 35 cents. Plus 5 more is 40 cents. Plus 5 more is 45 cents. So I'm going to write that off to the side of answer choice A. 45 cents. I can go ahead and put the dollar sign because we are talking about money. 45 cents. Let's take a look at answer choice B. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at the coins. I'm going to put how much money they're worth, and then I'm going to count up my change. So for answer choice B, they're all dimes. So it's 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, and 10 cents. Now if I count all those up, 10, another 10 is 20, plus another 10 is 30, plus another 10 is 40. This is 40 cents. I'm going to do the same thing to answer choice C. They start off with 2 quarters, 25 cents, 25 cents, a dime, 10 cents. Count that up. 25, another 25 is 50, plus another 10 is 60. 60 cents. Finally, answer choice D. Same thing. I'm going to label my coins, and I'm going to count them up. Answer choice D is nothing but nickels. 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. Take a look at how much money that would be. 5 plus another 5 is 10, plus another 5 is 15, plus another 5 is 20. So this is 20 cents. Now my question told me to find the amount of money that has a 5 in the hundredths place. If I take a look at my answer choice, which one has a 5 in the Ezekiel?
Answer choice A.
Answer choice A. If I look at all of these,
You see how it's like this?
if I were to put place value chart here, I'd have my ones place, a 10th place, and a 100th place.
Wait.
Look at the 100th place. There's only one answer choice that has the 5. Oh, and before I forget, since I did make a place value chart, since it does have decimals, the tenths are my dimes, hundredths are my pennies. 0.1 for the tenths. 0.0 for my hundredths. But you're absolutely right, Ezekiel. There's only one answer choice that has a 5 in the hundredths place. That is answer choice. That should have been my. Especially whenever they give you coins. Don't just try to add them all up in your head. I know it's an extra step, but I promise you it takes like 3 seconds. And it helps you out more than you think. Always label your coins with how much money. Yes, Alexa. Alexa, what's up?
It's weird because it says in the hundreds place.
Remember.
And 5.
Yeah, look at the end. Hundredths. Not hundreds. Hundredths. Hundredths are my change. My quarters, my dimes, my nickels. Now this one, they were a little bit nice because there's only one answer choice with a 5 at all. But I've seen a lot of questions where what they'll do is they'll give you something like this. And the answer choices might be 45 cents. And then they might give you 50 cents. And 56 cents. And then 40 cents. So sometimes they'll try to trick us by putting 5s in other place values. Like I said, whenever you have coins on a question, always label what the coin. You don't have to write quarter or nickel or dime. Just write on top. How much change is that worth? How many cents is that? Like I said, it'll take you like 3 seconds. It won't take you very long, but it helps out more than you would think. It keeps you from making little mistakes. And if 3 seconds helps me to find the correct answer, that's a very worthwhile thing to do for only 3 seconds. I've seen plenty of people that don't do that. And they try to just do everything in their head, all of their work, all at once. And it doesn't always work out. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. But the more stuff that you try to just hold on to in your head, it makes it harder for you. Like holding a bunch of stuff in your arms. If you try to hold one thing in your hand, it's not very difficult. 2, depends on the stuff. But when you get to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 things in your hands, it starts to get a lot more difficult. If you write them down, it's like putting those things down. You don't have to remember that's 25 cents. It's right here. See it. Put them down on your paper. Let your paper hold on to your thoughts for you. Oh, look, speaking of money, look at problem 6. Look at the amount of money shown below. Same thing. I'm going to label my coins right away. My quarter is 25 cents. My dime is 10 cents. And I have 2 pennies. Cent. Which of the following shaded decimal models represents this amount of money? Well, first I need to figure out how much money they have. I'm going to add them up. 25 plus 10 is 35. Plus 1 is 36. Plus 1 is 37. So what I'm looking for is 37 cents. That's what I want to find. Now I can look at my answer choice, at my models, and I can see which ones show me the correct amount and which ones don't. Yes, Ezekiel.
It's answer choice F.
Well, before I do that, I want to do
I mean
one more.
B.
I want to do one more thing before I try to pick an answer choice. And what happened right now, Ezekiel, is exactly why. The more things you try to hold on to in your head, the less things you have on your paper, the harder you're making it for yourself. You're going to make more mistakes the more things you try to hold into your head. So before I pick an answer choice, I'm going to take the time. I'm going to write down on my paper what decimals each model shows me. Once it's on my paper, once it's out of my head and it's on my paper, it's a lot harder for me to make a mistake. Are you going to go slower? Absolutely. Is it going to take you a little bit of time? 100%. But is it going to be worth it? 100%. I wouldn't have you do something that's going to take you hours and hours and hours. This will take you a few seconds. Over the whole test, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. But it helps you out a lot more. I look at answer choice F and I count what is shaded in. I gotta remember the whole lines are my tenths and the little itty bitty squares are my hundredths. For answer choice F, who can tell me how many tenths are shaded in? Bella? How many tenths? How many whole lines are shaded in for answer choice F?
Oh, they're here. That's why be quiet.
How many, Bella?
5.
5. Very good. And Bella, the little hundredths? How many little hundredths are shaded in next to those?
5.
They're 5. Okay. So 0.55. Answer choice G. Who can tell me how many tenths, how many whole lines are shaded in for answer choice G? Kylie?
Three.
3 tenths. And Kylie, what about those little hundredths? How many of those are shaded? How many?
7.
7. Very good. Okay, answer choice H. How many of those are shaded in? How many tenths are shaded in for answer choice H? Alexa?
Seven.
Not 7 tenths. Remember, tenths are my whole lines. How many whole lines?
4.
4? Okay. And what about these little hundredths? How many little hundredths did they shade in?
5.
5. One last one. Answer choice J. How many tenths did they shade in for answer choice J? Noah?
Can't see it in your screen.
There we go. How many tenths are shaded in, Noah?
1.
And then what about the little hundredths? How many little hundredths are?
Wait, that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8.
Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you can see my paper, but that's why I asked you to also get out your paper, because you can use your pencil, and especially with the little hundredths, using the end of your pencil to help you count helps out a lot, especially with the hundredths. And the only one that will match the amount of money that they gave me was But Ezekiel, you see now why I write down my decimals here? It's much easier to match them when I can see them on the paper. If I'm holding them all in my head, very easy for me to mix up just a letter. That's one thing. Once it's written down, I can see very easily which one matches what I should have and which ones don't. Not super concerned if you can turn in the test or you can finish the test or the question quickly. I'd rather you take the time to get it correct. So if it takes you a little bit longer, that's fine. Take your time. Be careful with it, especially on a test.